Thank you, Mr. Sapp, for taking the time out to talk to me today, answer some questions. Let me know what you're feeling about Sauk Village, who's in control now, what's going on, and what can be done to improve the village.
Thanks for having me, IG John Howard. And again, my name is Larry Sapp. I'm very disappointed, to be honest with you, in the direction that the village has turned. When when I ran for trustee with the mayor, I believed in his word, which turned out to be false. I believe we were going to do things in this village to benefit all the residents of Sauk Village, not just him and a handful of friends, which is why we had to part ways. I believe that, when you're sworn to serve properly, serve to benefit all those that live here, homeowners, renters alike. We need to do things to make this place a better place. Right now, it's an exodus. People, are determined to find a way to get out of here. And I believe that with the right people in place, with the right programs and the right infrastructure repairs, we could have this as a place where people want to come to and live and raise the children. And that's why, I brought my wife and child out here, 10 plus years ago, because I saw an opportunity here to peacefully and quietly raise a family. There was a lot of harmony then. For real, I even started an organization out here called Progressive Awareness Movement. The acronym is PAM. And the mayor took advantage of that, and we supported him and some others for office. I was in charge of the Public Service Committee, and I was actually doing things to make a difference in this village. That's what I'm born to do. And when things started going in another direction, I wasn't comfortable with being a part of a team that was bent on, in my opinion, corruption, theft, and destruction. And that's the village has been on a downward spiral ever since this man took office, and I didn't want to be a part of that. Now,
Okay, so you mean there's been some public corruption, criminal
yes,
activities?
$10,000 we know that was stolen, and the main person who was responsible for depositing the money right after the theft was announced, that the money was missing, rather, I'm going to say that the money was missing, he promoted her.
Yeah.
He promoted her. Renee, I'm not ashamed of, they did everything they can do to me. They've tried their best to humiliate and ridicule me because I do have a background. 30 years ago, I got in trouble with the law. But it was premeditated because I was using a substance because of something that happened to me in the military. I don't want to get into that, but I'm just letting you know that I did have a situation where I picked up a felony, and they used that to get me off the ballot this time. But a judge has overturned that and said that they cannot disqualify me from running. So they came from another angle and said I filed my appeal too late. So I'm waiting on an answer from that.
Okay. What do you think about the people that are trying to control and run and operate your village as clerk or as trustees? Don't you think they should be vetted, or they should have the experience levels to hold those positions?
Well, of course, it would benefit the community if we get experienced people, or at least people that are educated and knowledgeable in the affairs of management regarding Sauk Village. This is the difference in running a home in a town, even though they both have to be managed with a business mind. With regard to the candidates that are running, I'm going to just say anybody but him, because he has torn this town apart and he's continuing to do so. There's no transparency. We have too much money missing. We have too many services being denied residents. Water bills are way too high, and they continue to soar. People are getting their water shut off with no notice. Now, they're reckless. They're very reckless. We have people on accounts payable that should not be on accounts payable. He's trying to pay people that don't work here. So we may very well have more ghost payrollers than that. But he won't allow the auditors to come in. I mean, and now we're at a place where the state controller is about to come in and demand or take over and manage the audits themselves, which after that's done and settled, we'll have some answers. But the fact is, the village is going to also be responsible for paying that when that's done. So there's people that are running that I don't think should be trying to seek office. They saw or see the same thing. They see corruption, so they see themselves as probably the Messiah or the person who could fix it. I don't see it like that. That they haven't presented a plan going forward that's going to get us out of this rut. All they're saying is they want to be mayor. They want to be mayor, and I don't see any way out except that we all come together and slate somebody, or we get behind one particular person and take this thing over and do it the way it's supposed to be done. I believe we can. The question is, will we? We got a person running for clerk that has no educational background, period, that he can show. David Smith is not qualified. I mean, he has no, we've looked him up because he likes to, I don't mind doing this to him because he likes to do it to other people. You know, he likes to dig in people's background and try to sling mud on them, but he won't put his own stuff out there. Now, if I hit you, I expect you to hit me back. If I'm going to show your stuff, you should expect me to show mine with some clarity. So we had to do some digging on our own to find that he has no employment history. He's living off of his wife in the place. So this is not the kind of person we want to be our clerk. He has no experience whatsoever being a clerk. He's just doing it because the mayor, who is corrupt, has thrown him crumbs. He's actually probably working over at the mayor's church. You know, they do all this little dirty stuff to keep their people in check. Everybody he has on his team has a criminal background, and they were so worried about what I did 30 years ago, they got stuff going on right now. He has a person sitting on his board that has a felony conviction and probably a warrant out for his arrest. He has another trustee on the board with multiple charges for violent assaults as late as last year, 2023. But he has nothing to say about that. And none of his followers ever question him about transparency. They never ask about why we don't have audits. They never ask him why we don't have bank reconciliations. They never ask him why we can't see what we have in the bank. They never ask those questions. And when you ask those questions, or me or anyone who's concerned about the financial situation or the stabilization of the village, they get highly upset and actually want to fight. So when you come up to the village hall, which is why a lot of people don't, I imagine, is because you get attacked. You get attacked because you want to know the truth. They actually attack you. And they want to join forces with him because they see, obviously, if you see a man able to steal from you, then you want to get your hands on some stolen goods. You're going to join that man and take whatever crumb he gives. And so those are not the kind of people that we should be even considering for office.
Okay, understood. And I would like to sit with you again and discuss this further. I want to thank you for allowing me to sit with you today. And thank you for your time.
You're welcome, John Howard. And anytime. I mean, because there's a lot more we could talk about, and I think that people need to be made aware so that they can make an informed decision on April 1st. But the problem that's going to be the biggest of all is getting people to actually get involved in the process. And the biggest thing that the majority of the registered voters in this village can do to help change things is come out and vote. Just make sure you come out and vote. We got people in place that are good people that's going to make a difference. And you're one of them. As an IG, you're one of them. But we need people to come out and vote and get this man out of office. And then we can start rebuilding Sauk Village. So
Okay.
thank you for having me.
No, thank you.
Okay.